Welcome back, everybody, to Quake Pro League Stage 2, Week 7. I am 40 Lions, joined by ZSX. We've had a crazy day so far, Dan, and I think it's going to get a little crazier as we have 2 matches left, both of them featured matches, and I have some heartbreaking news. Unfortunately, DJ Wheat will not be joining us. Now, I know everyone's very sad, but between the size of my beak and the size of your muscles, it's by the grace of God they got us both on the screen. I don't really think we could fit DJ Wheat, but I think we're going to have to press on.
No. RIP Wheat, but you and I will guide us through. What is this backdrop, by the way? I've just noticed. This is like the closest thing I've ever been on holiday for 2 years, but it's really pretty.
It's pretty nice. Somewhere in Florida, I imagine. I don't know.
Swampy.
It looks nice this time of year.
It does. It's pretty pretty.
Anyways,
half the budget goes on changing the graphics every week, doesn't it?
It's true. That and feeding you your chicken and protein intake that you need to keep those gigantic muscles going. But I digress. Cooler versus GaRpY on this one. I believe the base Cooler match was played off stream. Base actually took that 3-0 spoilers. But if you want to go back and watch that, I believe it's going to be on YouTube by tomorrow. GaRpY coming off a rough loss. I believe it was Cypher 2-1. So yeah,
it wasn't
both
that
players
rough though in context. Like he played really well. Cypher's has been on one, and you'd expect to take that. And I guess in context of this match, like GaRpY's one of these guys that off stream, like out of event, is incredible. I don't know what happens to him when he steps into the arena when it means something, but he crumbles. And if he can stop that, he wouldn't be in the relegation spots. Because as much as I like the guy, he was really one of the best players. If you watch his stream, if you watch any of the Maestro issues when they're practicing, he takes maps consistently off of Wenger and Razy. But he doesn't do it when he gets into this type of situation. So he needs to change that.
Yeah, who knows what it is? Who knows? He just got back in the Pro League. We'd hate to see him go, but let's take a look at the pick bans real quick and see kind of what we're in store for between Cooler and GaRpY. Corrupted Keep, Deep Embrace, Runes of Sarnath. We got Sorlag versus Strog, Keel versus Eisen, and Anarchy versus Ranger. Any thoughts on any of these matchups, Dan?
Yeah, much more even spread of champions today. I think when you look at Deep Embrace, that's the biggest challenge for me. I think Keel is just a must-have on that map, and Eisen is okay. It allows you to play quite defensive around that turret, and he's going to have to play very defensive up against the Keel. Obviously, keep the pressure on so he doesn't build that stack, but that's the biggest challenge. Corrupted Keep, I do love the Sorlag on there, and Cooler plays him so damn well. Gives you a lot of flexibility, a lot of mobility, and just padding to run at your opponent. But again, the Strog and Pika is actually a really nice pick there. Because it's still a healthy champion in his own right. Especially the health vials off of killing your opponent allows you to stand your ground off of a respawn attempt from the Sorlag. So again, really nice pick from GaRpY. And then Ruins, we see Anarchy against the Ranger. Anarchy's good on Ruins. Anarchy is a champion that Cooler just likes anyway. And I really like the Ranger pick on Ruins anyway. I think the Orb and the Rocket Jump have a lot of potential on Ruins. And GaRpY is just a Ranger specialist who's seen some great play. I think he took this exact map off of Cypher, if I remember my maps rightly, because of the Ranger pick. And he gave, and as you said, GaRpY gave Cypher a good run. So I'm liking the picks throughout. Edging it slightly to Cooler based on that Keel, though.
Yeah, Keel, a big pick on Deep Embrace. We'll see if it gets him where he needs to go and if he'll do it in 2, or if we're going to see the third map kind of have any weight on the series between these two. But predictions rolling in chat. We also see DJ Wheat. Shouts to you. He's going to be joining the audience, so be nice to him. Right? Show him a good time out there, everybody. But I think personally I would have to side on Cooler 2-1. If I had to, if you pointed that gun that you have, both those guns that you have at my head, I would have to go Cooler 2-1, simply because Cooler, besides the base game, he's been playing up to the level of that we've come to expect from Cooler. He's kind of returning to form. The King Cooler has started to come back out, especially with these last couple weeks remaining. That's kind of what you want to see. The base game, who knows what happened? We're all going to have to go rewatch the VOD. But for now, I think the way GaRpY's playing, I feel like Cooler edges this one out 2-1.
I mean, your theory makes complete sense, 40. I think Cooler's one of these players recently. I mean, you never said in the past, but you genuinely don't know what you're going to get with him. Like, he used to be hella consistent. He used to be hella amazing. Does have a lot more up and downs than he used to. He's obviously reset. We've spoken to him in the past on interviews where he's explained he's in a much better place. He's changed X, Y, and Z, and that's put him in a good spot. But I don't know. I'm feeling a GaRpY 2-1.
Okay.
Having,
that might sway the predictions a little bit here. You're throwing a wrench in the gears.
Yeah.
I see you.
I mean, I've analysed some of his games, not on this broadcast, and you see a lot of good things in his game. It was just the small details lacking and confidence lacking. You could see there's situations where he should have committed or should have done a much harder push and just pulled back because of a lack of confidence, and that begins to be changing. So I think it's a hard fought 2-1 if he gets it. I wouldn't be surprised if Cooler definitely takes it 2-1 or even 3-0. But I'm gonna be edgy, edgelord here, 2-1 GaRpY.
All right. No bias at all because, you guys are from the same. Yeah, okay. I get it. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to stick with mine. Cooler 2-1. Chat, make some noise. Let us know how you feel. And it looks very lopsided. I'm not going to lie, Dan. But, I mean, we could all be wrong. Who knows? That's the best thing about Quake is you never know where you're going to get, especially on Sundays. So we will see.
I'm doing my best Elon Musk impression, trying to move the market right now. So get my points going.
Oh, to the moon indeed here, as we will see. Is it going to be King Cooler, or is GaRpY going to have the claim to fame that he took down Cooler? Now's the time. Points matter as we get closer and closer to the stage finals. It's going to start all on Corrupted Keep between these two. Best of 3 set coming your way. Sundays are for Quake. Thank you so much for tuning in and being here, everybody. Appreciate you all. And I just hope that we have a nice, close set. We've seen some blowouts today. It's been a little lopsided, Dan. We'll see.
We're back to EU. It's be fine. It'll be good again.
How dare you, but you're not wrong. GaRpY's going to start off on that Mega. We're going to swap to Cooler real quick. He's going to grab that armor shard in the red room and double back for the shotgun and delaying this heavy. I like this play a lot from Cooler. Denying the lower shard and then taking a sweet time to grab this heavy, so next he can fight on the Mega, but he needs some rockets to smell G.
Knows he's got the lizard trapped down there. Big rocket coming out as well. Doesn't want to drop. Respecting the nail gun from Cooler, respecting the stack. This time though, it's going to fall onto that heavy, but it's so early and the aggression from Cooler persists. GaRpY though, still backing off, going to give him a free item, just wants to go in and poke for a little bit of extra damage. Really nice there, the continual chip damage. But as soon as Cooler gets a weapon, GaRpY's going to be in trouble. Tickles the tail.
What a play there. And GaRpY has given up 2 items and somehow come out on top, and that is just perfect play from GaRpY. That is exactly what you want to see. He's earned himself the Mega. Cooler now on the back foot, and now Cooler's in a precarious position here when the split actually comes back to haunt him. The spit's going to do some damage. The shotgun might reign supreme, and it does! GaRpY throws it away. 3 HP for Cooler.
How? How's he dodged that? Oh my word, that was so tense. And again, you could just feel that coming, when he's not getting the kill, he's slightly got a bit of a buffer stack and frustrating, but nevertheless, finally gets his opponent down and got him trapped here. But without the rocket, it's a hard task trying to get away, but he's chased him through. The rockets aren't connecting and GaRpY picks up a second frag. Bit of time before the heavy, so you would expect the lizard to come pushing in as she is there. GaRpY needs this, it's desperate. Cooler's taking a lot of damage.
Needs to try and get away. That's a big rocket, almost with the follow-up. And wow, Cooler just on death's doorstep, almost eating a rocket. 2 HP, somehow still alive. Shotgun and spit, ready, loaded, trying to make it rain. There's a little bit. Will it land? He steals away the Mega. GaRpY's going to drop onto the shotgun. And the peeker play to end it. 7 HP for Cooler. Could not withstand the peeker.
Yeah, a little bit of too much confidence coming out from GaRpY as he let Cooler get around the map in time. Took his sweet time getting onto that Mega and Cooler stole it away. And obviously, such a damaging frag, as much as it was a frag, meant that Cooler could respawn and run straight at his opponent. And this is the challenge for GaRpY. This is why Strog is slightly better than other champions, as we said, because you have those health fires to restack you off the kills. But if you are going to be that weak, Cooler be coming.
Oh yeah, Cooler just lying in wait here. Playing off the sound cues, but he wants to take the fight to GaRpY. GaRpY has to be perfect with his defense, and he is! The rocket's so strong!
Wow.
3-1, the Maestro Man. Maybe shocking us all? Question mark, Dan. It's still early, but looking very, very strong, as you mentioned. Analyzing some of his games, and the man knows how to play. He's been here before. Decent rocket there as Cooler picks up the Mega. He's going to be Make his way back to the middle of the map, but GaRpY
Wow.
lying in wait with the LG absolutely melts him. Wow.
Yeah.
Hit him with
What I
Elmers.
really like is the balanced approach from GaRpY. He's making his presence felt on the major items, but he's not committing for them. He's doing significant damage, retreating into these defensive positions in the mid-ground, and then catching Cooler. It's really smart play. Cooler will adjust. That's the thing. Cooler will adapt to this, and that's when you have to worry and you have to respond. And that, again,
Wow.
slight bit of danger. Cooler this time showing a bit more of the item to bait GaRpY into it, and GaRpY fell for the trap.
Oh, will the shotgun save him? GaRpY with the blast!
What?
And the LG up close wouldn't do the job. Cooler has to be frustrated at that. The shotgun prevails. LG on LG. This time, Cooler finds the mark. 3 to 5.
But this time
Pretty
GaRpY
weak.
comes steaming him. He's got timing. No, he's not
Just
committing.
didn't commit. Again, as you said, it's like on the brink of committing like he should, but he didn't, and Cooler gets a free mega out of it.
And that's one of those situations where you just feel, well, that's a huge rocket, so it doesn't matter now, but you know, you feel that maybe a bit more of a confident GaRpY would have gone in and got the frag and got the item. Nevertheless, he does get a very clean frag now and is in a solid position to contest for this next mega. And this next mega is actually a really huge item in the contest, this map. It's the first time GaRpY's got a clean stack and a clean kill. So if he can get the item and get away cleanly, massive. But
That
he
was
can't get away
anything
cleanly.
but clean.
Yeah.
But the trade, that's the best he could have hoped for after those just absolutely demonic rockets from Cooler there. Still down by 3. There's the spit and forces him off the heavy. GaRpY playing it smart, doesn't want to take any damage, still has the 3 frag lead, and we are halfway through officially, Dan. And this one is going to be a nail biter.
There it is indeed. You can see how wary GaRpY is backing off on that heavy, sorry, half a second before. This time in missed timing, we'll call him another trade. Who's going to get the spawn? It will be Cooler. GaRpY, though, realizing his opponent will be there, will actually go up and just get the right weaponry. He also needs to deal some damage over by the heavy. This is the challenge now. How do I deal damage when my opponent's got a lightning gun? Well, you just hit full rockets!
He just keeps punching Cooler in the face, but the spit again, the trades, unbelievable, Dan.
You can hear how thick the lizard is, though. Just dunk, 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 and still comes back for more.
Cooler gets in on that heavy and just so thick, so stylish, this dinosaur. So hot right now. 5 to 8, still trailing by 3, but Cooler, he's keeping himself in it with getting these trades, be it spit, be it rockets, whatever it is. GaRpY.
If you're a GaRpY fan right now, I'm pretty worried, if I'm honest. That steal is big, though. So what do I know? Because he was on the ropes. Cooler had a great stack. He had the weapons, but GaRpY outmaneuvered and got the pickup. And he's actually in a good position now to at least do some big damage on the mega. He gets the steal as well. Oh wow.
Oh my goodness. He rides the lightning, but still has the stack to take it on, and Cooler. Yeah, just 2 yoinks in GaRpY's favor. Pulling a little bit of a David Blaine. 5 to 9.
Cooler actually playing a bit reckless. And this is, again, partly what a Sorlag can do. You know, you have that stack, you feel almost invincible. Then you have the speed, and you get guided by the speed rather than what's the right choice. So you have to find that balance sometimes. GaRpY just trying to soften her up before he dives in. He does dive in and gets the steal. Doesn't need to overcommit, though. Just needs to now. Next target is repositioning for this heavy.
He's given up so much and already taken so much damage. Can't contest this heavy because of it. So GaRpY's going to have to try and live for that lower 50 shard. He is going to get it, but Cooler just massively outstacks him. Already denied the upper 50, so now GaRpY's going to play the stay away and chip game. Which, if Cooler is on point, GaRpY's going to lose. That stack's just not big enough. GaRpY just trying to hang on there, using that wall for protection.
Yeah.
But Cooler now has the map.
You're going to have to see some big rockets like we've seen all game, and that's now... This is now the critical turning point for Cooler in this match. Full stack, full rotation. GaRpY's in position for the heavy. He'll steal it, but can he get out alive? The answer is nobody's done so much damage. Where did that come from?
I have no idea. It might have been Shotgun Funk. 6 to 9. Real nice here. As Cooler makes his way through the doorway just barely. He's going to win out on this mega. GaRpY's coming in. Needs to be careful. Doesn't overcommit. Instead, using the peeker to try and get some chip damage. Never mind to get the frag. As GaRpY is actually a drone pilot in his off time when he's not playing in the Quake Pro League. Rockets, though, putting that momentum quickly to an end here. Rocket jump for speed, grabs that heavy, and Almost. If he would have gone towards Rocket, would have had the position to catch out GaRpY yet again. Less than 2 minutes now. 3 frags separate these two players. Preemptive spit coming down, forcing GaRpY off the Mega, and it does. And now he gets caught off the jump pad, and that little bit of rocket boost almost gave Cooler what he needed to finish the frag. Still on the hunt now, trying to find him. 225s. The flick rocket is going to be enough. 13 HP. That's going to be huge. Cooler can try and stack back up after this heavy pickup, but he's going to get caught out. Somehow dodges that rocket.
How fast was that? But he's still on the ropes, and GaRpY can push in. He needs the lightning gun, he needs to position for this Mega, and then he should be able to take the full map away. Still only 2 frags, so Cooler has to contest. He can't let GaRpY get away with this uncontested. Great use of the Pika to back him off. He's going to drop, he's going to commit, he's going to take the fight, and he's going to get the frag. He is ticking away, but again, the health vial's there to take that spit away.
Looking good.
And now it's about, can he kite his opponent? He doesn't need to commit. He needs to make sure he just plays nice and safe.
Yeah, Cooler looking good, but GaRpY just has the answers when he needs to. 3 frag lead, that's going to be comfortable. 40 seconds though, just needs to hug the ropes. Great LG through the doorway, huge damage. There's the peeker, almost takes out Cooler. Cooler has to dive on the Mega to survive. 30 seconds left, he needs frags right now. He's got to have to catch him out. At the 50, GaRpY with the wrong move. Good read from Cooler. 25 seconds to put up 2.
GaRpY's going to go for the heavy. He knows how important this item is. Cooler's actually being greedy, waiting around for the light, and he's going to miss out on the item because of that. That's a good game for GaRpY and a really well-deserved map 1 for the Brit.
That's just so well played. Cooler wanted to push. You could tell in his bones he wanted to push, but he wanted a little bit more armor. Stayed too long in the red room. GaRpY saw his opportunity, and he took advantage. 13-9. This one goes GaRpY's way, and I'm sure chat is livid. The predictions were... Didn't expect that one.
Side with me and I'll make you money. That's all I can say. But you know what I really enjoyed about that game is the way in which GaRpY turned one of Sorlak's strengths into her weaknesses, which was the speed and the stack. He knew that Cooler wanted to chase, he wanted to push, and GaRpY allowed that to happen, but on his terms. So he played around the choke points, he backed off into the right positions, he kept catching Cooler, as you said, right at the end there, catching Cooler mid-jump, off guard, and just absolutely melted him. And that was one of the defining characteristics. He respected Cooler, he didn't overcommit, he just made sure he had a presence on every single item and made the right decision at the right time and when to commit and when not to commit.
And some people are just swimming in channel points right now based off those predictions. Might make him think twice while the predictions are getting locked for Deep Embrace, because that's what's coming up, Dan. Big map, a lot more high-flying action, except we're going to add a little bit of railgun to this one, and I don't know if that's going to be the deciding factor or not, but still a close game between these two. You really thought that Cooler was just going to get in there and send us into sudden death, but GaRpY just had what it took to kind of edge that one out and make sure that he takes this first map, gets a lot of momentum going into the second, and we could very well be seeing a 2-1 in favor of GaRpY.
We'll see. Very different matchup now. Obviously on paper, in terms of pure stacks, exactly the same. You've got a heavy against a medium. However, as you said, you've got the railgun in your favor. You don't have the same speed on the kill as you did the Sorlak, so Cooler will be forced into a slightly more reserved play style. And GaRpY doesn't have the speed as well of playing on a stroke. He's got to play around the ice, which just has that turret. So he's going to have to play the very same in terms of what we see. Play positional, pick your opponent off, let him run at you. But yeah, definitely keep wicking him up the rail. And if he does that well, he can definitely turn this map on his head. But I do think the Kills is a much stronger pick than the Sorlag is on Corrupted Keep.
It's going to be Citrus versus the turret here. We'll see if Timmy can pop off for GaRpY. But Cooler trying to bounce back off that first map loss. It could be a rough time for GaRpY if he swallows too many pineapples. But Cooler's going to have to be pixel perfect with the placement. So we will see map number 2 between Cooler and GaRpY live right now. Well, damn, and we live in a world where GaRpY could 2-0 Cooler.
Yeah, we do. I mean, it's as if I know what I'm talking about, but...
Almost.
We'll see. He's done one. There's still a long way to go.
Definitely a lot of Quake left in this set. So we're going to start off on Cooler. He's going to start off LG to Mega. GaRpY getting the heavy and rail. Trying to make his way over to the Rockets.
GaRpY actually using it as a trap. He knows where Cooler is, and Cooler's actually going to fall into this one. He's going around. He's got the angle on there, but that's a hard shot to hit.
I like it though, trying to thread that needle, maybe get a quick ring out, get momentum swung in your favor. Why not? As both players will go back to their respective corners, grabbing their items. We have a nice slow pace to the start of this one, Dan. Ooh, big rockets.
Really slow, and you can see the respect from COOLLER here. Completely different tempo to how we played on the previous game, and this is where COOLLER thrives, outthinking you, out-positioning you, and out-maneuvering you. But GaRpY not going to fall into that. He's playing equally slow himself. He's worked his way into a position to pick up this heavy, so a nice little trade there.
Absolutely love the pace of this game from both players right now. Nobody willing to give any advantage to their opponent. We're 0-0, minute 30 in. COOLLER trying to look for an opening rail.
Turret didn't make the jump. He knows what's up with COOLLER. He doesn't want to take a fight here. He just wants to hit some early shots, which he does nicely. Big rockets from GaRpY, and he gets the first frag. Bit messy, but it happened, and you should expect another aggressive push from COOLLER. Instead, COOLLER decides to retreat, get some weapons, and get the heavy himself.
GaRpY just looking oh so strong right now. Might have to eat my hat, Dan. 1-0, still plenty of time, 8 minutes left, but GaRpY's just playing this exactly how he wants on his terms. COOLLER coming around the corner, there's the turret, needs to be careful. Up against the corner, needs to deal with it, does so nicely. 123 HP, make that 32 after the rail. GaRpY in a bad way, does hit a panic rail, needs to hit a little bit more. A little bit of chip off that rocket as he restacks, not too bad here. COOLLER dropping down, almost finding that rail angle, but GaRpY has the mega to his back. COOLLER's going to have to concede and grab that heavy.
Yeah, trading items at this moment in time, and COOLLER actually delaying this. So he really wants to take control now. He knows if he can delay this, take the next fight in his favor, he's in a perfect position to solidify control on this map. GaRpY did hear the pickup, I believe, so we'll be more than aware that this next mega, he just probably needs to try and delay COOLLER more than take it himself. That's why he's setting up on the high ground. He wants to delay COOLLER, try and do damage on the pickup.
COOLLER trying to bully his way into this one, misses with the follow-up rail.
COOLLER at the minute, yeah, not looking that clean in terms of execution. That was the rail you really expect someone his caliber to hit. GaRpY's taken full advantage of it, picking up the mega, responding with a rail of his own. You can see the challenge. How much damage he has to do to whittle down that keel.
GaRpY's just looking so good right now. The predictive rocket right on point. The madman, 2-0, needs to be careful, throws down the turret. COOLLER's going to back away, grabbing that upper 50, trying to make his way back to the heavy, and GaRpY spots that out and says, okay, Mega's mine then, that's fine.
But look how respectful GaRpY is, more than aware of the challenge COOLLER poses. But we have another engagement here through the telly. Good read once again. But yet how respectful he is off the spawn. He could have committed harder, but he knows how healthy COOLLER is, how those grenades could cause chaos even if you don't have a weapon. So he's just playing really safe and really strategical.
Ooh, on death's door, playing with fire is GaRpY. 35 HP. COOLLER just letting him hang for the time being. 225s in his possession. Down goes the heavy in terms of COOLLER, in favor of COOLLER now, as GaRpY has a decent stack to work with, but if you look at the top, COOLLER, massive stack advantage here. Just needs to try and find GaRpY. GaRpY dancing around the pillar here, landing a little bit of rocket damage, but COOLLER's going to pounce. He's not going to drop down quite yet. Eats a rocket. GaRpY just making the most of this right now, staying alive and keeping COOLLER at bay.
He's frustrating COOLLER, but you can feel the pressure mounting. COOLLER's just taking a few engagements here and there, whittling down GaRpY, taking both items now. Big mistake from GaRpY to leave that mega up before, and it feels like a matter of time. We saw some crazy rockets on the previous map to stop COOLLER's aggression. That's the only thing GaRpY's going to be able to have in his corner at this point, as you can feel COOLLER coming, and he's there, and this is the engagement, but rail swap! Wow, that was close. Those grenades saved the day.
Citrus coming up big, and now GaRpY has to be very careful. The stack's about even off the spawn. GaRpY making his way to the heavy with the pineapples land. GaRpY pushing in, he will secure the heavy. Turret goes down as well. COOLLER needs to get out of there. Hits a fantastic flick rail on his way out towards the mega though.
Yeah, and the challenge for GaRpY now is how do I how do I continue to take those items away? The reason why he was trading nicely in the first engagement is that they were trading items, but now COOLLERZ been slowly taking both major items. You could see how much more of a struggle it is for GaRpY.
Good rail. Oh, he wants to finish it. He's taking the fight to COOLLERZ right now. Shotgun out, one and down, and he can't do it.
No.
Doesn't land the damage. And that's going to come back and bite him in the ass. He gives up the heavy. COOLLERZ has a great stack now. Won't necessarily be able to make it to the Mega. Could detour through the banana, but instead takes a fight, and GaRpY electrifying with the LG. So weak, though. Has to get in on the Mega. Does, just in the nick of time, and COOLLERZ has to be a little bit frustrated, but after all of this, it's still possible that COOLLERZ can get in there rather easily as the rocket jump up for cutting off the heavy. GaRpY's out of there.
Yeah, GaRpY is just frustrating COOLLERZ this time, but COOLLERZ knows it's a matter of time. It's a patient game. If he plays nice and safe, doesn't take needless damage when he's pushing out from picking up these items, he's in a perfect position to close the gap and take some frags from GaRpY. That's exactly what he's doing. He's just trying to weaken up. He doesn't want to take needless damage, and it's a really tough ask for GaRpY to still win this map now.
Yeah, it started off as a war of attrition, but once COOLLERZ broke through, you could see again the dam starting to crumble. GaRpY up by 1. The turret not really a factor here like we thought it might be. Is COOLLERZ dealing with it nicely? He's got both items now. Huge stack. Pineapple's locked and loaded. Might want to re-up on some rockets here, but instead he's going to advance. There's one pineapple, a little bit of rocket damage, but he's out of rockets. Needs to be careful. Swaps to the rail. Somehow lands it. Shotgun, will it be enough? And he dodges that like Neo. The rail just barely above his shoulder blade. No rockets again, forgetting. And GaRpY gets the refrag with the shotgun.
That's a big frag, and at the moment the problem is COOLLERZ not hitting anything. 26% rail, 23% lightning gun. It's giving GaRpY a massive in. And again, that's all credit to GaRpY to playing as slow as he is. It's forcing COOLLERZ to take the more difficult of shots. That refrag was big in the context of this game. GaRpY hit 4 rails back to back, and he's going to get another frag here as COOLLERZ caught out in the open with that lightning gun, and big. It gives GaRpY now an opportunity to get in onto his next heavy, which is exactly why COOLLERZ going aggressive. He doesn't want him to take away the items.
Trying to get that refrag off the push, but the pineapple's just not landing now for the Russian. Down by 2 minutes. Still plenty of time in the scope of this map. Somehow GaRpY just dances in and out. Does finally eat a rail, but fires back with 1. Now it's a guessing game. 50-50. Almost gets it. The wall will clip that.
He's delayed
rail.
him though, so both items are up now, which means GaRpY gets at least 1. If he plays his cards right. So he hears the pickup though, which is exactly what he needed to do. He's got that information. Items are once again on the same time, which benefits GaRpY, meaning he can just hold position, wait for COOLLERZ to pick up 1, he gets another. He just cannot afford to take any damage before any of these engagements. Got to play extremely safe now. 1:20 left. I'm sure his heart is in his mouth. See if he's just playing the low ground. He doesn't even want to go up to the high ground. He just wants to play keep away.
COOLLERZ trying to get a drop on him, literally. There's the drop, but it's not the one he wanted. The turret behind him.
Rocket jump up to the heavy. There you go. This is exactly why he wants the items on the same time. He waits for COOLLERZ to commit to 1. And remember, he's quicker than COOLLERZ. He can actually technically get away. No rockets though. That could be big.
COOLLERZ has to catch him out. He can't drop. The LG will melt him. Finally decides to drop. GaRpY unaware, not ready. Turret goes down. A little bit of LG.
He's got no weapons. He's got no LG. Yeah. He's got no rockets. He's just got to run. If he gets an engagement, he's surely dead.
But Timmy, again, the saving grace for the time being. This gives him an opening, but he's going to run. He doesn't even want the items. He's going to play for 25 seconds of run. And COOLLERZ.
My God, you crazy bastard.
He's got to be. Oh, he hits a rail.
Fudge.
This is it. Fudge indeed.
He's gonna run, and he's done it. There's no way COOLLERZ gets a frag and refrags him now. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely insane. I mean, COOLLERZ had cost cutter aim, but GaRpY had the right strategy.
Played it perfectly. Played it really, really perfectly, and that's been the story for the first 2 maps of GaRpY just playing everything exactly the way he needed to. Sometimes it's a little sloppy, but the execution and game plan are good enough to get him by and put him up 2-0. He takes the series, and that's exactly what GaRpY needed. You nailed it.
I'm just gonna
And
Do that.
prediction. and predictions. Everybody in
Yeah.
chat in shambles right now. Your poor channel points.
I just
GaRpY out here running through everybody's pockets.
Yep. What can I say? No, just, I mean, I thought he could push him to the wire, but the way GaRpY's playing is exactly what I wanted to see. This is how I see him in practice, and again, as I said, if you watch streams where he's in, this is what he can deliver. Like, his aim has been on fire. He's had the exact right strategy, and yeah, that ending to some people might look a bit boring or whatever it is. But what are you going to do? He's going up against a kill with a full stack. He can't contest him. He had no weapons for the last 90 seconds. And again, he's effectively just outmaneuvered COOLLER, one of the biggest 5-head players in the world. You got to give it to him. He's playing on a really good level.
And he's doing what he needs to do. He's not letting his ego get in the middle of it. He doesn't go for the flashy frags or, you know, take toe-to-toe fights when he knows he shouldn't. And it takes a lot of restraint. And GaRpY proving why he's one of the best and why he fought his way back into the Pro League, taking it 2-0 over COOLLER. We are going to go to a map number 3 regardless, so COOLLER could still put up a map and get some money and get some points. But now the question kind of shifts to, do we see a 3-0 from GaRpY?
I wouldn't put it past him. Like I said, 2-1, I thought it'd be really close, and both maps have been incredibly close. I don't think COOLLERZ, again, he's not looking as good as we've seen him in the past. I think map 1, he did look good, but he was just eating a lot of damage. And that map, you could see his aim wasn't on point, but he shifted strategy, a complete pivot to how we saw on map 1, adjusting to the way in which GaRpY was playing this map. And it was exactly the right strategy from COOLLER, just the execution wasn't there and GaRpY outplayed him. So again, can definitely see a GaRpY victory in map 3 for absolutely sure.
And you could tell that you have swayed chat. Also the performance, as it now it's very close prediction-wise going into Ruins map number 3. It is a different story than the first 2 maps, as GaRpY has proven that he's like, hey, you know, you got to put some respect on my name. So we'll see if he could pull off the 3-0. We're going to go into Ruins of Sarnath to round this one out. Chat, make some noise. You're already locking in your predictions and you're speaking with your points. And wow, GaRpY's starting to pull away here with the predictions. So he's turning some heads.
Wow, ZSX, the market mover.
The Jim Cramer of Quake.
Love it. I love it. But this is what it's about. Like, the performances from GaRpY has deserved this response from the community. So let's hope he lives up to it in map 3. And this is where I would have given him the most hope in terms of the picks, in terms of what I saw against Cypher. He won this map. He played Ranger. Let's hope he doesn't let us down.
Let's hope so indeed. It's a pretty standard start right now. COOLLER lying in wait. Does drop down into the heavy. As the timing is on point, GaRpY is going to go ahead and take the Mega, so items traded out. Actually adds a delay to it. GaRpY waiting. Eats a rail, can back up into the Mega. So not all is lost. Now, big split on the items. A lot of LG coming out from GaRpY. There's the Dire Orb. Works as a distraction, but he can't get the shot off. Can't land the damage, and now he has to be very careful. Now the question is, did COOLLER hear that massive delay?
I think COOLLER would have expected it. Seeing, especially with the double back from GaRpY after eating a rail, that's kind of a bit of a giveaway tell that your opponent's obviously got more confidence somehow, and so the obvious choice would be, it's come from an item. That's why COOLLER's showing face now. He knows the item. He doesn't know exactly when it is, but he's an idea. And he's messed up that rocket jump, so he will retreat, but he obviously now has a decent semblance of when this item is going to be.
Yeah. That rocket jump lands, totally different stories. He would have, wow, gave him a haircut. Anarchy no longer with the Mohawk there after that. Jump rail and GaRpY around the corner, bending it like Beckham in the lead. And this is quite the performance from GaRpY. Now he's starting to pop off, hit more shots as well, and the strategy's there. This is one scary GaRpY.
Yeah, but see the Ranger coming into play here. Great rails from COOLLER though. Whoa!
Oh my god.
Oh, that was such a dope rail.
That's insane. That is insane.
How's that an angle? That shouldn't be allowed.
I don't know, but the angle of the dangle was just right on point. COOLLER puts up number 1 in this map to tie it. GaRpY trying to dance past these rockets, but COOLLER landing a couple. There's the Dire Orb to try and finish, but it's not enough. COOLLER's going to be able to back off onto the Mega as well. And in between the items, he can get a little more damage. COOLLER trying to make it rain. GaRpY needs to be careful. He's dancing all day. He does get himself a rail, and COOLLER is actually a little bit worse for wear. He does use the inject here as he's grabbing the courtyard armor, but GaRpY has positioning on the heavy, so the rail peak will miss. GaRpY will get a free heavy. Cooler, although he has the lead, gave up the map.
But we have a sizable split on the major items now, which GaRpY has control of. Both major items back to back. Cooler used the inject, so he's in a decent position himself. But GaRpY just wants to go on the aggressive. He wants to use his stack just before the next heavy, and there you go. Seeing some creative use of the dire orb, some good, some not so good. But he's also forcing the spawn. Cooler's actually spawned up above, which GaRpY won't be aware of. He has also got a rocket from that kill as well. So that was a perfect state of affairs.
Great match from both players right now. 3 minutes in, just a little over. GaRpY just makes his way past all of those rockets, swaps to LG, and Cooler's like, what in the hell just happened to me?
Yeah, that was, again, an uncharacteristic mistake from Cooler, not knowing the exact timing, but again, very similar to Psychic. Waiting around on the item. It's really risky to try and control the stroke point as an unstacked Anarchy when GaRpY was like, buff for that last engagement. But this is a good play. The refrag should be here, but the trade! No!
Unfortunate there. It gets caught out. Cooler, can he land the shotgun? He does! Oh, that's got to be so frustrating. He was kick-flipping over GaRpY's rockets, and now GaRpY, after that push down at the heavy, could cost him everything, and Cooler somehow, with 1 HP, ties it at 4.
Man, I don't know what's just happened.
And this all started with a push in the courtyard. GaRpY committing fully, using the dire orb and everything just to get the frag on Cooler. Cooler doing massive damage, and then now it spirals into this. Cooler very weak, 25 HP. GaRpY should be able to get this for free, and can dire orb and or rocket jump. No rocket jump, actually. He has to go either up to jump pad or dire orb up, which he does, but the mega's already gone. So Cooler doing a good job of staying alive, waiting, and now GaRpY's like, you hit me from this angle, didn't you? He tries to line it up himself.
Look how smart Cooler was there, just playing patient, again, forcing GaRpY to make a decision, and GaRpY decided to back off, and in doing so, Cooler got out of there, restat, didn't even have to use his inject. So sometimes it's such a simple thing, but it makes a huge difference.
It's the little
GaRpY can also get this mega as well. He's going to push. Cooler's going to be there, but big damage coming out with the Ranger Orb. Great rail, but it's not going to be enough as Cooler does have the stack advantage.
GaRpY just going all in on that one. Cooler prevails 5-4. Good damage from GaRpY. He's just taunting Cooler, saying, I know you want that armor shard. Ooh, that rail right between his legs, and good repeat from GaRpY, but he'll miss the rail. Unfortunate there, as he had a big opportunity for a free rail.
The items are starting to merge a bit more now, so Cooler doesn't mind just falling back onto the mega. Big shotgun blast at the TP. It's Cooler completely unaware where GaRpY is. Has to drop down and get away. He's relatively low. GaRpY's going to be pushing in the dire orb as well. Cooler on the ropes, but the rockets are good itself. GaRpY, nice trap, but again, just can't finish his opponent off.
Trying to use that dire orb to get all up in Cooler's grill. Items traded right now. GaRpY needs some armor. He's going to double back onto the armor shard outside while Cooler makes his way towards the courtyard area. Good drive-by rail there. Shotgun blast not going to get GaRpY the damage he wants. Inject coming out as Cooler comes barreling out by the nail gun, and the LG is just so strong, melting GaRpY. Catching him out 6-4 in favor of Cooler now. GaRpY needs to be a little more careful on these. Time is ticking, and this is a big map, and trying to chase down an Anarchy, dire orb or not, is going to be rough.
But that's what we've seen now. The last two frags have come out of GaRpY, almost pushing the issue a little bit too much. Chasing Anarchy around in circles and just eating damage in response. One more rail and he manages to get a frag, but again, the pressure's on. He's weak. He knows Anarchy will just be running straight back at him.
Needs to be so careful right now as that rail saved his life, trying to grab these scraps to live off of. I think he caught a glimpse of the Mohawk, so GaRpY should be okay here. He's stacking back up pretty well, all things considered. Up the jump pad goes Cooler. This is going to be in GaRpY's favor, but Cooler comes flying up like just a bat out of hell. There's the dire orb. It's not going to be in the doorway like GaRpY wanted. Now he's trapped, and down he goes.
A little bit too greedy there. Going for the light armor before the mega. And now GaRpY's in a little bit of trouble as Cooler is running rings around him a lot of this time. GaRpY wants to force these close combat engagements, but COOLLERZ actually not buying that. And he's also running out of time.
GaRpY might shift back to that defensive play that's worked all series long. Excuse me, COOLLERZ, as he needs to if he wants to get this map. 2 minutes left. GaRpY's going to be on the aggressive front here. GaRpY, but COOLLERZ just bullying him off these items. Even with 2 minutes left, he's not taking his foot off the gas, and that's one way to do it. Forcing your opponent out, especially when you know you have the stack advantage, why not? We've seen it time and time again where you do take your foot off the gas a little too early, and that's actually an in for your opponent.
Yeah, it is a map where you can force a respawn frag pretty easily. So GaRpY's just working the map, trying to build a stack, and then forcing the issue. He's caught COOLLERZ here, there'll be a big fight. Orb comes out to recalculate, and COOLLERZ needs to adjust. The rockets are good, but the damage is also good from GaRpY. They're both very low. COOLLERZ doesn't peek. There's a bit of time before the next item as well. If GaRpY can get this, he's in a great position to at least get one frag. COOLLERZ not going to show face over by the Mega. Oh no, he is.
Wow, just
That's
goes
huge.
zooming on by. Oh!
GG.
And GaRpY is just, he's like, what in the hell is happening? He didn't expect that at all, had the rail out, just caught off guard completely. And I thought COOLLERZ was going to have that kind of defensive playstyle that GaRpY had the last two maps that sealed it, and instead he just goes all out aggression, and it works. Needs to be careful, there's the inject, and COOLLERZ doing such a good job of saving inject for after the orb in. And that's like a mid-game download. He noticed that GaRpY was using Dire Orb a lot to get in, and so he's saving that inject to pop right after, so he's not worse for wear, and he can finish off the fight and get the kill, and that's just big.
Yeah, seems some great adjustment from both players this map. In contrast to the other maps, I felt that this is a map where GaRpY almost overextended a couple of times, you know, forcing the issue when he caught the Anarchy in situations that were slightly risky. But it was also the case that in COOLLERZ was hitting shots he just wasn't hitting on the other maps. So it evens itself out in the long run, and I think it's 2-1 is probably a fair result.
Yeah, and it might just be complications of the Dire Orb, right? Like, it's, okay, I can use this to get in, but the problem is then you feel obliged, like I have to use this to close the gap and get in. And COOLLERZ started reading that and using the inject afterwards, and it just didn't go GaRpY's way, and that's kind of where the overextension bit him in the ass, as you said.
Yeah, exactly. But you have to credit him. It was a really stellar performance on map 1 and 2, and another day he could have taken the full 3, but he'll definitely be happy to walk away with a series and some much needed points.
Absolutely, a win's a win, especially against COOLLERZ. No small task. 2-1 in favor of GaRpY. Well played indeed. But COOLLERZ coming back, getting the third map, not what he wanted, definitely not the outcome for the series he wanted, but gets one on the board, so not all bad. And that rail angle, just so beautiful. And this is the overcommitment we were talking about here. Look at all this damage he's taking just for that frag. Had the huge stack, orbs in, 37 HP, no Dire Orb after that, and that's kind of where the game turned.
Yeah, exactly. And then going up the jump pad there, caught, led to another frag. I think he actually gets this frag, but still, look at the, it's at what cost kind of frag moment. You know, 8 sets you back so much, and then, as you said here, where the drive-by from COOLLERZ to steal away the Mega kind of just sealed the deal. If GaRpY got that, it would have been a lot closer, but nevertheless, right decision from COOLLERZ.
Beautiful rail on that one, though. But yep, as we take a look at the final stats for that map, 9-6 or 6-9, depending on how you want to read it, Dan. Nice. As COOLLERZ will be able to take that third map, but GaRpY, the story is he just took down COOLLERZ in a 2-1 set, and that's big for GaRpY again. Rank 10, little rough. Little rough for the man, but he's trying to claw his way out of relegation. Like I said, he just got back in. He doesn't want to leave. He's just getting comfortable then.
Yeah, it's going to be a long road back, and look who's in 9th. So, you know, if he is pushing someone down to relegation, it might be COOLLERZ. Could you imagine that? 2 seasons in a row, we lose Tox and COOLLERZ subsequently. I don't think it's going to happen, but that's quite a storyline if that happens.
I don't think we even want to think about it. I'm sure chat doesn't want to think about it, but yeah, that would be quite the devastating loss. But, I mean, there are killers in the EU Challengers as well as the Americas. But we have one more featured match today. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back in, say, 5 minutes with more Quake action.